People just love trapping themselves in patterns in the past. They just love also holding you to it. They just love invoking the past and all stories and narratives and holding you to this non-existent pattern that they had of you in their minds. This can be just bringing up memories, shared memories, or people even to the extent of having pride in their ancestry and and as a collective, like human beings, just like looking at history, having a sense of identification with their history. People just love to tether themselves to time. All these supposed frames, you know, frames have a time frame. People don't have an experience of reality, they have a time frame within which they can drop a pin on this timeline. They can drop a pin there and say, this is who I am relative to past, and then they project that into the future. And the future. But what they're really doing is just repeating history, just circling and circling and circling, just fueling the pattern that got us here, where everyone is just obsessed with codifying time, you know? Everyone's obsessed with data. What's data? Ultimately, data is like uh yeah, extracting as much data as you can from this story. This and every data is assigned a point in time, isn't it? Everything happens for a reason though. Like, it's tiring to think about, but it's getting to the threshold, you know, where of where there's just this hypersaturation of time. People just always having a reference point to every experience in their life tied to a time. Uh, and then there'll just be so many of these points where it just like it just blows up, like it doesn't mean anything anymore. You know, or getting to that point. What's real is here and now. What's absolutely real is here. Nothing I just said in the past 5 minutes 55 seconds is happened. It's always here, here. This is where the peace that surpasses all understanding comes from. Reality. This is reality. People like to remember, have fond memories, and have share fond memories. They like to say like, "Oh, remember when we were so happy at so and so's birthday or wedding? Oh, remember this photo we took together?" Uh, and then they build the narrative out of that. And then it's like, oh, you have like your childhood memories. Do you remember we were at the beach? That can all exist, you know, but it's purely cerebral. It's not real. It's not real. But to people that can be real, they are, you know. That's their reality. And um they're much more comfortable perpetuating that because they're not there's no reason for them to come out of time. And I'd say it's simply because their souls haven't been seasoned enough. They haven't been cycling through it as I don't know. I don't want to say anything about that. It's just running ahead of whatever is here, which is reality, which is now. So I was feeling very angry and very resentful earlier because of time, of people invoking, just invoking it. It just really sets me off for some reason. And that's weird because like, that's tough because, like, every sort of social pact relies on time. So every interaction is going to be based somewhat in time, you know, for the most part of society who aren't concerned with reality, real reality. They're concerned with oh taking some idea of the past and projecting it forward and kind of planning around that and sort of having feelings about that. Oh, this made me happy, or this made me sad when that did that, and this is gonna happen. Maybe if I do this and this, it's all just pointing to everywhere but what's truly here, you know. And I don't know, people, so it just grieves me. I'm always saying, oh, people are so people, but it's just like I'm tired of it. Honestly, that's what it is. I'm just like, I'm at that threshold where it just it's pure nonsense, and I just have to tolerate it while I'm here, because as far as I'm concerned, this is my last day here. I don't have it tomorrow. Sometimes I have like a idea of yesterday and the past and things, who this person is here that's speaking, and what's gonna happen tomorrow. And I just have today. Because maybe collapsing everything into the now isn't conducive. I mean, I just like to have like a daily pace. So everything is collapsed to the day. Reality, though, is collapsed to the now. Like, that's where the peace is. So even when I collapse it all through the day, there's gonna be things that just throw me, just like kind of toss me about, because it's still within time. Like, oh, so like I'm remembering something that happened an hour ago, or like, what am I gonna do after this? And like every day I pray, I'm like, please Jesus, just show me exactly what I need to do at each point of the day. And what that is just surrender ultimately, because it's never, I'm not here. And sometimes it takes collapsing all of time into now. Peace, be still, and know that I am, that Jesus is. So, but yeah, people just extrapolate it infinitely. Infinitely, the infinity symbol. I thought it was like, oh, so cool. I explained everything, the toroidal field, and this is the satanic matrix, that the time is the satanic matrix that we're stuck in, you know. And Jesus made the way out. Only Jesus, no other religion, no other, no other. Who broke? Who else broke that duality of life and death? Who else like reconciled it? Collapsed all of time on the cross into one moment, which is actual reality, the actual reality of what we're experiencing. is that event where everything had been reconciled into unity. All of time. Yeah, so it just grieves me. But it's no grief at all. It's the oil of gladness to collapse everything here and now. And people are always going to be stuck in their ways. It's just I have to remind myself that sovereignty over all things, to stand on the Father's business, which is finished. Which is difficult in this body and in a society, in a family where people see you and hold you to countless versions of who you've been, countless stories, memories, I don't know, whatever nonsense they have in their minds. And then people just like to come to conclusions based on their unrealities and perpetuate that and put it in a cycle. Just like talk about it. Even like people looking at the news, like my parents love to look at news or current events or movies and whatnot, and then all these have reference points in time and they just keep you looping and circling and infinitely repeating. Honestly, I'd say like, oh, just give me one other soul to talk to about what's really here, you know? None of these people who are so caught. And even then, like, if there was a kindred soul out there who I could speak to of all these things, which are fundamentally one thing, which is Jesus Christ, the Alpha and the Omega, the only way, the one thing. I wouldn't want it. This is just between me and Jesus. It's the whole point. It's the whole point. There are no points. There are no fragments and points. This is the whole point. I don't even know what I've just said. Grace and peace. I don't even remember the past 19 minutes and 33 seconds of nothing. So may the grace and peace of the Lord, which surpasseth all understanding, keep you here in the holy instant.